Hello everyone, welcome to the preview for the game between Manchester United and Fulham at Craven Cottage. We've got games coming thick and fast at the moment with a manager who is apparently on the edge of being sacked, apparently already looking at other players. There's conflicting reports about that. We've got players that are showing their usual coward habits, leaking to the press again. A load of shit going on basically at Manchester United. So I'm sure an energetic Fulham team under Marco Silva are going to be licking the lips at the opportunity to put us to the sword, and we need to bounce back in some form or shape. How we do that, I have absolutely no idea, because it feels like we're very vulnerable at the minute, despite whatever team we're going to play, and we've got a tough run of fixtures coming up. Chivit, I want to just start, because obviously he wasn't on the preview last night. I want to start with the game. What were your overriding thoughts of that? Now you've had time to sit on it. Did it surprise you at all? Yeah, just talk to us a little bit about that if you can.
The loss didn't surprise me, but it was more like the performance. Because after we lost to Man City, what I was hoping to see was a change. I think we spoke about that. I want to see some kind of change. And the manager made a change, but it didn't seem to change anything. Um, these were fringe players that he's brought on, and it looked on paper like an exciting lineup, but nothing seemed to happen. Like it was just the same old, same old. So that was what surprised me because I mean it's we know where we are at the moment, and it's not a normal thing to lose a football match, but it's just the manner in which you lose and just the way the players just looked like they didn't have a clue what they were asked to do. Like and Newcastle just it was so easy for them. Really, really easy. I missed the game live, but I watched the um extended highlights, and they just looked like they were just calm. And then it wasn't even Newcastle's first team as well. Like it was like a second team. So yeah, that was kind of surprising, and I think I'm still numb from the City game. Like that was
Yeah.
traumatic. That was really, really traumatic. Like because that was the first time that it kind of dawned on me that okay, this is not because when Eric Ten Hag came and then we had such a good season last year, it was time to like kick on, and I felt like I could finally I didn't have to look over my shoulder anymore. Like it was finally done. Like we were kind of moving on, and that performance like it literally I didn't want to have anything to do with football, like watch football or anything, and yesterday was just the nail in the coffin for me in terms of like expectations.
Mm.
And it was embarrassing. It was beyond belief. I think a lot of people are just stunned now,
Yeah.
and it's just, yeah, I'm just so looking forward to Fulham. I have no idea what to expect. Like, I really don't know what to expect at this point, and you know, yeah, I, I don't know. I think even if they go and win like 5 games, right? What I saw against City has really shattered me. Like it would take a lot to come back from that for me. It would take a lot for me to be actually believe in these guys again. Because yeah, I'm just I'm a shell, literally, basically.
Mm. But after games like this, Sam, when we lose in typical manner, you have a lot of journalists jumping on it, like flies on shit, basically trying to just tear us apart and pull us left, right, centre. You had reports coming out about players today not being happy about Ten Hag isolating players like Jadon Sancho and his treatment of Harry Maguire. Complaining he's too much discipline within the team, which I don't know how that happens, but things like this you're just hearing from me, which I just think is just proper stupid shit, and players not taking accountability for their own performances and kind of swifting the blame to other people through mouthpieces in journalism and things. What's your take on the reaction that's come out since the game? We are going to dive into the game, by the way, and we'll talk about Fulham specifically. But what's your reaction to all this news that's coming out at the moment?
I've seen a couple of conflicting reports. So I've seen the Times and the Telegraph saying players are not happy or they don't like the disciplined hardline approach to Ten Hag, and I've seen the Athletic and Romano come out and dissuade this, and it's not true, and there's no calls for Ten Hag's head, no players are leading revolt and all this sort of stuff. So it's journos being journos, isn't it? They know United's in crisis right now. They know United's in a bad way. So if they can connect something to Ten Hag possibly getting the sack, players revolting or anything like that, then that's what they're going to do. But there's also probably a couple of players who were there under Mourinho, who were there under Ole, who were there under Ragnick, who were leaking the same shit. You remember with Mourinho, it's like the clubs don't like, the players don't like the hardline approach from Mourinho. He gets sacked. Ragnick, they don't like the hardline approach under Ragnick. Ole comes in, they don't like their approach from Ole. I'm sure there was probably
too soft.
Yeah, too soft.
Right.
I'm sure there was probably very similar reports under Van Gaal. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm sure there was. So to the players, I would just be like, tough shit, mate. You don't want to be here, you can fuck off. Like, I would literally rather lose 7 or 8 players for free and be fucking relegated than have to deal with their shite anymore. Every fucking season, every time it gets the going gets tough, these guys come out and start leaking shit to the press and start going, it's too hard, we can't do it, he's too tough on us. Do you remember that shite where they were going, oh, we have to train until it goes dark in the wintertime? Do you remember that crap?
Yeah, that. You get things up.
I wanted to drop kick one of them in the face, whoever was doing that shite. Like, honest to God. So, if it is true, which I think a lot of it is a lot of bollocks, but if it is true, then they need to get a grip of themselves and realise where they are. You're playing for Manchester United and you're supposed to be competing for things and you're supposed to be challenging for things and you're supposed to be holding the highest attitudes and the highest esteem in the way you conduct yourself as a Manchester United player. We lost one of our best players and one of the best players in English football of all time last week. And if you can't look at that and think, this guy set a precedent with the Busby Babes, and then following that, Fergie did the same thing. If you can't live up to that, or you think that isn't within your wheelhouse, don't be here. Leave. Go away. We don't we need to stop handing out contracts like they're fucking candy, like trick-or-treaters. You know what I mean? Just giving 375k to Jadon Sancho, and then he's taking his ball and just can't be arsed with it. Giving however much Rashford has just got for a one good season out of 3. It's ridiculous. Like, the players are to blame. The board at the top is to blame. The way they recruit, the way they handle contracts, they're all to blame. And then the manager's got some questions to answer as well with his certain selections and the way he's doing tactics. Everybody's at fault here. Everybody's at fault, but everybody's just going to call for the manager's head as usual. And I think it's the wrong way. I think it's the wrong approach and the wrong attitude to have.
Oh, Michael, sorry. Trevor, do you think this is a case of... Do you think the players aren't working hard enough on the pitch from your analysis when you see them? Do you think that they're not trying, or do you think it's a case of a load of other things going on at the club?
I think we need to be careful with the way we're quick to jump on players. Why is it the same 2 people every fucking time? That as soon as we lose, it's either Neil Custis or it's Mike Keegan. It's the same people every time, and they literally would just change the words in the tweets that they may have made 2 years ago in the same thing. It's not as if it's not as if he spoke to someone 2 days ago and they said, oh, we don't like this. You have to be really careful the way you take this news about players not liking certain things. Like, it's not unusual to be upset with your employer, right?
As Mike Keegan and Neil Costa tweeted something, because I haven't seen anything from
him. It was Neil Custis who said the thing about the dressing room thing.
I've just seen the Times and the Telegraph who reported it. I haven't seen anything with Neil.
Yeah, I think it was the first one to report on it.
Fair enough.
But then anyway, I'm just saying we just need to be careful, because we always seem to want to have a villain to it's these guys. It was Pogba's left. Just Lingard's left. Who else is it? We can't blame Fred.
Do you want a list? I'll give you a list of players.
Yeah, go on.
Maguire, McTominay, Bruno, Rashford.
McTominay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not good enough. He's not good enough, man.
No. We're talking about the players who are upset. I'm not talking about.
He'll be upset because he's not getting game time. He's not getting games. He's just
Nick,
come in for 2 games,
Sam, there's
and then he's
absolutely
scoring for Scotland,
Sam,
and he's not getting game time.
Sam, there's absolutely no. It's important. McTominay, I would agree with Maguire. Maybe he's chatting to someone, and then it's like hearsay. It's not like these players called the
No, I'm
journalist.
not saying they call him the journalist.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like example, like if you're happy with the way your manager is making you treat, like the look at all the injuries we're having now. If you're upset with the way, there's too much emphasis on physical training and very, there's not enough tactical training. Yeah, you're gonna, you know what happened at work today? Like we're running for 6 hours and everything. You say that, and then another person hears. It's not like, you're revolting against Panja. But basically, all I'm just trying to say, I don't know, but I'm just trying to say we need to be careful the way we take this news. To answer your question, Nick, about the performances on the pitch, I think the players were clueless. If you look at a player like Mason Mount, right, like he's Mason Mount is desperate to make an impression. He knows there's a lot of pressure. He really wants to. He's eager. He just doesn't know what the fuck to do. That's literally. There's so many players on there that had no clue on what to do, and I
So
think
is that the coach's fault then, or is that
100%? It's 100%. Well, I won't say 100%, but it falls with the manager. If the players are unable to play in a certain way that you're trying to instill for game after game after game after game, you have to look at the manager. That's where it is. Now, I'm not here calling for his head, but I'm just we have to make people be accountable for, he has to take responsibility for this, and he has to humble himself and see his mistakes and accept that he's been bad so far and try to change them. Because it's clearly the players. He's changed. We were calling for Rashford to be dropped. We were calling for Bruno to be dropped. He's dropped both of them. We haven't seen a change in play. Is everybody upset? I don't think that players come out just wanting to lose. I personally do not believe that. Because
can I just come back at you on that? Watching that game yesterday, even like the first goal, Dalot, where the guy's just walking past him, switched off, or people like just not running on the side. I notice it all the time. So you can't tell me the players are giving 100% and they're not trying and they do care. When you're watching that, it's kind of like, well, that's just a sign that they don't.
Well, it's a lack of awareness. It's complete lack of awareness. These guys don't know where they're supposed to be at a certain time. Or
Chivy, you're a professional. You're a professional football player. Like you. I don't care what level you are. You have to be aware if you're a fullback of a guy running behind you. I don't care. Like they're not aware. Come on, man. Like that's ridiculous.
If your manager tells you to play a certain way,
he's telling them not to check over his shoulder as a fullback.
No. So yes, okay, I agree with you there. Like players, they might have. I just don't doubt their passion and their ability to, them wanting to win. I don't doubt that. I think it's a tactical issue. There were so many times when City played yesterday, they were not misplacing passes. We're playing passes into space and expecting people to be there, and them not being there because they don't know the system. He just needs to revert back to type. Just go back to what we're doing last season.
You can't do that though when you've got the players that you have. I mentioned it before in the clip I did. When you've got such a jumbo pack of players on the pitch who have never played together before, Amrabat's never played with Mount, Hannibal in that midfield. So how do you expect patterns and chemistry and them to play like we did last season when they've never played together before? I actually have sympathy for the coach in a certain regard because I look at that team and I'm like, you're damn right you can't play out from the back because you've got fucking Harry Maguire and Lindelof. Like, are you going to give it them to turn onto the ball and play for your first phase? Absolutely not. So you have to go more direct. And then when you're going more direct, you've got Marshall on the pitch, who aerial ability, let's say, for example, isn't great at winning the ball. So you have to tweak everything in a load of areas because you've got so many people that aren't in a team.
You've just said that Amrabat and who else? Hannibal and someone else haven't played together.
Amrabat, Hannibal and Mount as a three haven't played together.
Yeah. And so isn't this a question for the manager that you should be asking? Like, why are we playing these guys? We're playing in a system that's new to these guys that they haven't played in all season. They've been shit at. And we're playing 3 different people. that haven't played the system together.
Because he's tried other players before that. He tried Bruno and Rashford consistently, tried playing them into form. And it's like everyone's saying, rotate, rotate, rotate. So then when he does, and you see the drop off, you're like, oh, that's why I don't fucking rotate, because the shit.
Okay, I'll take you. I'll agree with that. But what happened last season when we played Brentford? He tried to Brentford and Brighton. When he tried to play his system, it didn't work, and then he changed it to a system that they hadn't played before. Why were we good all of a sudden?
Because we changed it from the Ajax way of playing that he was doing to direct football. You look at the Liverpool game, switched to counter-attacking straight away, beat him, and it's results business. He tapped into what the players were good at.
Yeah.
Rashford, counter-attack. Bruno, quick play.
Yeah.
These aren't possessional players. We know this. We've spoken about it millions of times. That's the reason why he switched it up, because he hasn't got the personnel to do it. You know, you look at Klopp, Pep, whoever have been there for years. They've brought in every single player in Pep's team and Klopp's team right now are players who they signed. We had a team yesterday who was just full of players from Mourinho's era, Ollie's era. Like, it's a mixed pack, and it looks like that on the pitch.
Nick, what that sounds to me like, I understand where you're coming from, but and I've heard this argument about this for quite some time now. Now, first of all, we're fans, so disclaimer to anyone who's watching: I'm not a tactical genius. Right? I'm a football fan.
You upset me. You upset me, Chivy. I thought you were all knowing.
I'm not a tactical genius. I'm a football fan. I don't know anything about tactics and all that stuff. Let's just lay that disclaimer there. But what I'm sick of hearing is people making excuses for the manager when it is clearly his tactics that are not working, and he's not showing a desire to change them. He's changing the personnel. He's not changing the way we play. We're the easiest team to play against. Easiest team. You were talking about golfing class the other time. Are you trying to tell me that the players that he played yesterday are not up to the level that Newcastle players are playing? This was a match between Eddie Howe and Eric Ten Hag, and he got schooled.
Yeah, he did.
End of story. He got schooled. So let's leave the players out of this, and I don't understand this reluctance to hold this guy accountable. Like, I'm not.
He's accountable for things. I'm not saying that. Like, in-game decisions. Last season, his in-game substitutions were fantastic. He affected the game instantly. This season, some of them are so fucking puzzling. Taking off Casemiro at half-time, Amrabat. All I'm saying is, when you take certain personnel out of a team, the levels drop off. That is a fact. When City took Rodri out of the team, they lost 3 out of 4 games.
I agree.
So obviously you need important pieces of your puzzle in that team, or it becomes a mixed pack, and you're a lot more open. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. But right now, at this moment, right now where we are as a club, right now, we need to stop this calling for players' heads, and we need to lay the blame where the blame lies. And he needs to feel the pressure, because I don't think he feels pressure from, well, maybe now he does, but I don't think he feels pressure from above, from anyone. I think he has a run of the manor, and he doesn't seem to me like he's answerable to anyone, but he should be answerable to the fans. Again, I'm not calling for us to sack him. I'm not calling for his head. I just need him to, people need to be able to hold this man accountable, and I'm seeing, all I saw was gaps. Just gaps everywhere, just gaps. It's not the players, guys.
Just, Sam, before you kind of jump in, I just want to read out a few comments, because quite a few people I've commented, so I'll pick some ones. Aaron Gregory saying, I think that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen at home. Moondog saying, your rebuild isn't halfway done. I agree. Simon Davis saying, the human mind is super powerful, believe me, and I don't know for sure. There's a lot going on behind the scenes at United. That negativity will spread undoubtedly. Yeah. Sam saying, give the manager a new contract and we'll see how they respond. McTominay is pretty much your best player, mainly because he has heart and fight in him. He wants to win. He's one of the worst players. I completely disagree with that. As a midfielder, he's shocking.
His attitude's there and his passion's there, but ability is definitely not.
Yeah, Dan James' attitude and passion was there, exactly. But he's shit. So, yeah. Just all right. Grey 100 says, finally, thanks, Sam. Everyone is at fault. Owners, hopefully they leave. Players, most can fuck off. A manager makes strange decisions, and they all should go as soon as possible. Ashley Jenkins saying McTominay is crap. Any more? Grey 100 saying tactics first. 11 subs used. He's clueless. Who puts a defender on in close game? We're losing 1-0 with 5 minutes to go. The Casemiro one yesterday, everyone was questioning it again, but he's injured. He's out for the game against Fulham, so that's why he was taken off. There are things ongoing behind closed doors that it's just fucking basically kicking off completely at the minute. Like Varane, there's stuff going on with Rafael Varane.
Yeah, what was that about? Like,
Basically,
because he left him out and said it was tactical.
City. So out of the City game, because he said it was tactical changes, Varane seen his arse, basically, which I don't blame him for. To be fair,
I saw a report today though that he's on antibiotics for something, so I don't know what's true and what's not.
I don't know what's going on. It's literally like a gospel, not fucking gospel. What was I trying to say? Gossip, like a gossip room. It's just mad shit going on. Well, look, let's dive into the actual game in itself, because we have been speaking about yesterday and the antics afterwards for quite a while. We just can't seem to get a tune out of United out of anyone at the minute. I don't feel like anyone's in good form. I think our only hope is like looking at how promising Højlund is and waiting for something to kind of fucking happen with him. United have lost 8 of their first 15 games this season for the first time since 1962, and they've lost the first 5 out of 10 for the first time since 1930. So, like we said last night, breaking records for the wrong reasons. We're in a crisis. We're not scoring goals. We're conceding a shitload of goals. Do you think this gets worse before it gets better? Do you think, in terms of the next run of fixtures?
Yeah, like I think I said it yesterday. These fair weather fans who are like, "I'm done with United. I'm not supporting them anymore." Buckle the fuck up, because it ain't gonna get any better. Like, it's just gonna get worse. There's gonna be more pain, and there's gonna be more misery, and you've just got to go along for the ride. Unfortunately, like the rot at this club isn't solvable over a game, like one game. It's gonna take months, possibly years, to get it corrected and course correct and change things and get things to the point where we need it to be. So I think you could just accept this season. You might have a couple of high moments where we beat a Liverpool, say we beat an Arsenal or something. You might get that, but beyond that, this season you're probably looking at a pretty shitty season, to be honest with you. Like, I don't expect much from this season, sadly, but it could turn around at any time. Like, everybody thought the results against Copenhagen and Brentford were going to be the turnaround point. Didn't happen. So I think we need to see a quality performance where we control a game for most of the game. And then once we see that, something has changed and something is different if we can do that. But until that happens, we're just going to keep conceding goals. And anytime we concede first, we're going to lose. Like, that's just the way this team is at the minute. If we concede first, it's game over and we ain't coming back from it. So we need to control the game. We need to stop conceding. Take a couple of 0-0s. Just take a couple of nils. Keep the fucking clean sheet and build on that. And start learning to control games and start learning to put your foot on games and stuff like that. Because we haven't done it all season. There's not been this. I think the Crystal Palace game in the Cup's been the only game where we've done it. One game. All the other ones, we've been the second best team, even though we've managed to pull victories out. So yeah, I don't see it getting any better against Fulham, and I don't see it getting any better for the next couple of months anyways. And does Ten Hag last that long is the question.
No, I see it being a struggle for him, to be honest, the way we're playing at the moment. I mean, if you go and lose to Fulham, it starts getting sticky there. So in terms of time span, one, how long do you think the manager has to kind of turn this around before people, obviously, a lot of people start calling for his head? And two, in general, we've got all this kind of news coming out with Jim Ratcliffe, the sporting director, which we've spoken about many times before. But how much do you think that will have a big impact on this club going forward?
Well, with the time span, I think people are already calling for his head.
I from what I've seen, what I'm gauging though, I'm saying at the minute, it's not bang on that everyone's calling for his head. I mean, it's kind of 50-50. I'm seeing a lot of people saying no, a lot of people saying...
Are you referring to fans? Do you mean fans or just people in general?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got Fulham. You lose that, that's it, man.
You think he's gone if he loses to Fulham?
No, I don't think he's gone. I think if he loses the game against Fulham...
right. I'm with you. Yeah.
People will be calling for his head. As far as him going, I don't know if it makes financial sense to sack him, because we don't have the money. So
15 million. 15 million.
Glazer's like,
yeah. Yeah, well, there's 50 million to sack him, and then there's another couple of million to hire another person.
Yeah.
And then you have to think about some more money to give him in
And
January
then
to bring
he's
in.
gonna want to buy players in January or the summer.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
another
Yeah.
like
So
different
you're going to
right?
think about
Get rid of
January.
the players that Ten Hag's recruit. I don't like the Sandro. I don't Antoinette. Don't like him. Don't like this guy. You're like,
It doesn't make sense. I mean, well, yeah, it won't make financial sense for the Glazers at the moment because we don't have it. We don't have money. Now, the second part of it is when Ratcliffe comes with his team, I think there will be a bit of a fire underneath because from what I'm told about, well, not what I'm told, sorry, from what I
Yeah.
hear
Chivy's
about
ITK. He's ITK.
Dave Brailsford's on the phone to me the other day, and I was having a chat with him.
No. From what I hear, and trust me, I'm not one of those people that's in the loop. I usually just hear like secondary information.
Yeah.
But from what I hear about Ineos is that they're very, very thorough in as a sports group. Like they analyze everything. Like if you've watched Moneyball with Brad Pitt, you know how they analyze all the players.
Jonah
Yeah.
Hill.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. I actually watched
Yeah.
it like a month ago again.
Good film. Very good film.
I watched it. I don't watch baseball at all, but I love that film. I thought it was great,
Yeah.
and I don't
Very
watch
good.
baseball at all. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a true story as well. So
yeah.
more impressive. So Ineos kind of follow that model where they're very analytical and very particular about things. And it strikes me like a group that would be really, really focused on improving the football. And that would mean the manager following certain, because I know it's good for a manager to have freedom, but he needs to be able to answer to someone, right? He needs to feel a little bit of pressure to know that he can't just do everything with
Like anyone in life, innit?
Exactly, yeah. So then when Ineos come, and then if we get this, whoever the sporting director is, the French guy or Paul Mitchell, whoever comes, who is experienced, who has worked with managers before, who's not going to crumble and just be like a yes man, I think they would help Ten Hag in terms of some decision making because all of a sudden it's like everyone we buy has played for Ten Hag before, like from yeah, you know. So then
Eredivisie players, effectively,
exactly.
innit?
So
Really.
we'll move from that model of have you played for Ten Hag before to we're getting this player because he can do such and such and such.
That's going to be, sorry to be, that's going to be the first question when we start signing players under this new sporting director. Have you played for Eric Ten Hag before? Yeah. Never mind. We're not going to sign you. We'll move on to someone else.
It was the checklist, wasn't it? It was like, have you played for Ajax before? Are you Dutch? Have you played in the Eredivisie at any point?
Yeah. Have I played against you before in a game? Yeah, right, okay.
Right, if you take one of them, you're in. It's fine.
Yeah, there's always a link. And it was really funny when we signed Amrabat. Then I saw a picture of him with Ten Hag. I was like, what the like him? He had hair at the time as well. Like So that was crazy. But yeah, I think I think as a noun, I'm actually looking forward to. I know this is going to be a very unpopular take, but I'm actually looking forward to Ratcliffe coming in, because I like the sound of what Ineos are doing, and we've tried this spend money here, spend money there. We've tried it all, you know, and to the point where we're broke right now, and now. You know, I always notice that whenever I'm broke, that's when I'm a lot smarter with my decisions, right?
Yeah, true.
When you look at your bank account and it's like you're getting closer to that, it's like, okay, yeah. You start thinking, but when I'm paid, it's like, woo, you know.
Don't worry, takeaways, Uber Eats, Ubers,
the
whole lot, mate. Don't worry about
it.
When you're on a string budget, it's like all day Lidl. I've got a great offer on milk, mate. Like you need to get yourself down there.
It's like when I've got money, it's like Anthony 100 mil, yeah, get him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get Jadon Sancho, yeah, give him 400 mil or 400k or whatever it is, yeah. But then when we start working on a strict budget and we're trying to get the best value for money players, that's when I think we'll see a change because you don't always need money. You just need structure. That's all you need.
I'm going to read out a few more comments because there's loads of people in the chat. Leave a like on the video for us if you can, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me read out some. Moondog saying, since Ferguson left, United was immediately turned into a poison chalice for whoever takes charge until you find someone who can take control like Ferguson did. I think David Gill was a big part in that as well. I love this club since 5 years of age, and the past few years have been poor. But this is the worst ever. We need to get a manager who can turn these players around. Aaron Gregory saying, G-Nev said it best yesterday. If you're struggling to score, make it your priority to be hard to score against. I think that's fair as well. Sylvenius Charles, love the name. Our football will never improve unless we address these massive gaps in the midfield where we have no one to link defence to attack. Lisandro and Fred are sorely missed. Daniel Hutchinson saying we need to stick with Ten Hag, cannot keep sacking managers every 2 years. Ashley Jenkins saying we need Qatar to sort out this joke of a club. Loads of people getting involved in the chat, and you all make very valid, strong points. Just focusing on Fulham a little bit, Sam. They've actually been not too far from us, to be honest, in terms of form. I think they've won 3, lost 4, and drew 3. So very mid, like up and down, if you actually look at the results and stuff. But they have played tough teams in that run as well, like City, Arsenal, Brighton, Tottenham. They've scored 9 goals in total, which isn't a lot. And they've conceded 16 with 3 clean sheets in total. But they're an energetic team. We know what you're going to get from them. It's away. It's at Craven Cottage. It's a 12:30 kickoff. Can you see this being tricky for them specific reasons? Like, forget the... I know Chivy's laughing there. I'm not going to say will it be tricky, because the last 2 games we've got battered, so obviously it's going to be tricky. But, I mean, them things added on to that as well just makes it even worse, doesn't it? The 12:30 kickoff. You know, these kind of things.
I think Fulham could be rooted to the bottom of the table with 1 point, much like Sheffield United were, and they still give us a fucking game and make us look like absolute trash.
Well, they've got to be licking the lips, aren't they? Looking at us like now, they must be like, what an opportunity this is.
There is a template for how to beat United. Score first, we collapse, game over, it's done. You just have to score first. It's literally all it takes, I think. Like, we have the weakest mentality. We have no idea what we're doing in the midfield, so you can just play right through that. And then to stop us attacking, just go really, really narrow, make us go wide, because we ain't going to cross a ball, and we're not going to put a ball into the box. Stop us scoring, score the first goal, we collapse, game over. It's easy. Really, really easy. Like, I know it, Chivy knows it, you know it, every other manager definitely knows it. And it's not hard for us to play against. It's not hard to beat us. And until that changes, this is what's going to happen. And going on to like Chivy's...
Do you think you'll see any significant changes?
No.
Just on that quick point. Like tactically? No, you don't.
No. Ten Hag he's determined to get through what he's trying to do. And that's what's going to sign his death warrant. Because if he carries on playing the same players in the same system and keep trying to force this through, he's going to end up losing enough games where it's going to be untenable, and then he's going to have to go in the eyes of like the board, in the eyes of like everybody else, because I think Champions League qualification is out of the question at this point. I don't think.
Oh yeah. Europa League qualification.
I don't see us winning a trophy, so that's like out the window. So when we
people win the conference.
Oh yeah, Conference League maybe the Conference League.
Can you go down 3 times into that? Do you go down into Europa and then into the conference?
I've no idea.
Lose in Europa.
What's the theme song? I know Europe is Europe is
I think
the Conference League.
It's just one guy going like that. Conference.
It's a guy when he's like, you know, when you have to learn how to play an instrument, and then they get all the students together for like a recital, and it's just they're all out of tune, and they're all just fucking playing different notes. That's what that is. So yeah, it's going to be a loss. Like we ain't winning this game. Like there's not a fucking prayer we win this game unless Fulham show up and can't field enough players where they have to forfeit, and then what is the forfeit score? Is it 3-0? If you're a team forfeit,
Oh well, if you're a FIFA kind of guy, you have to pass when it's 3-0. You pass the pad, and it could be. It literally could be that tomorrow. Like I usually fight against this, and I'll usually go against you and I say, "No, Sam, you're being pessimistic. You know, this is gonna happen, blah blah blah." That is the reality of the situation we're in at the moment right now. Fulham could well and truly beat us tomorrow comfortably.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
Andreas Pereira will score.
Worlder. Absolute worlder.
Yeah. Craven Cottage has never looked so scary. Like that's why I was laughing earlier when we were. I just thought about it. It's like Craven, like it's never looked so scary before. Like they will be prime Fulham. You know, Fulham Munchen is probably what we're gonna face on.
Well, they tried to sign Paulinho, didn't they? To be fair, so they've got they've got a Bayern-esque player there. And they've also got other individuals as well. They've got a wild card with Adama Traore, who seems to, kind of oil himself up and just fuck us up every time.
Willian always does something against us as well. He always does something.
Well, the game last year was tough, wasn't it? For the World Cup, like we literally had to get a last-minute win on. That's when our form weren't too bad. Garnacho's goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. At
Craven Cottage. So, yeah, not looking forward to it. Going to be a tricky tie. Probably going to lose. With that in mind, let's do some quick fire questions. Saturday afternoon, Fulham versus United in the Premier League at Craven Cottage. Will United concede more than 2?
Absolutely.
It's so, yeah, I don't know.
Will they concede more than 2?
Isn't it crazy that this is actually realistic? That it's actually possible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, I think so. I mean, and I'm sorry, because based on what we've seen over the past couple of games, it's very possible. It's highly likely. Yeah. Who's the manager?
Marco Silva.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Will Kobe Mainu get any minutes at all?
I think he'd be on the bench. I don't know if he comes on, but I think he'd be on the bench.
I think so.
Yeah. I think you've already answered this, but just for quick fire's sake, if Ten Hag loses this game, will he go?
No.
Who scores for us, if anyone?
We ain't scoring. We're not scoring. We're not scoring a goal.
There we go.
If we do score, it's a Fulham own goal. That's the only way it's going in.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be like a Maguire or something, some off-brand. Yeah.
And who's your prediction for man of the match? Any team. I'm not going to say fucking.
Probably. Yeah, I'll probably go with that Paulinho guy. Does he still play that?
Yes. Yeah.
Either him or Andreas.
Chive, the tactics and insider expert, has just asked if Paulinho still plays at Fulham.
What's that guy who's really, really shit, but everybody... Tim Ream. Fulham.
Tim Ream.
Yeah.
Yeah, the centre-back.
He's fucking awful.
Man of the match.
He's awful. He's an awful player, but he's going to get man of the match.
World class, man. He's going to World Cup.
Yeah.
Tim Ream with a fucking headband looking like Maldini. Yeah. Tim Maldini is going to put on a show tomorrow.
He is going to he's going to tear us apart. Him.
Right, we've got some wild score predictions in the chat, so I want to dive into them. Superfly says 4-2 United, Højlund hat-trick. So that's very bold.
I think Superfly is having something else, isn't he? He's smoking something.
Stay positive, though. Do your thing. If it makes you feel better, stay positive. I regret saying Capybara conference theme music. Yeah, yes. I'm more than happy with that. Absolutely. I'm going to play that towards the end. I haven't played it in a while. Is 4 more than 2, says Greg 100. We are losing 2-0, says Shah Sam. Yeah. Did you see Paulinho's goal versus Brighton? Onana has no chance. And DJ, I want what you're smoking. Jarvis Cocker, fantastic name. That's a brilliant name. Says 3-0 loss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very conflicting score predictions there. Can we dive into predicted 11, Sam?
Absolutely.
Right, cool.
All right.
Go for it.
Go for it, Nick.
I'm first.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I went with Onana because, Wan-Bissaka because he came on and just instantly made Dalot. I tell you what, if Wan-Bissaka started yesterday, their first goal doesn't happen. I'm absolutely positive. I'm sure of it. So I hope Wan-Bissaka starts there. I think Evans comes back in alongside Maguire. I have no reasoning for that. I just think he'll try to change something. Reguilon at left back. Amrabat, McTominay and Bruno because Casemiro's out. And I think he'll bring McTominay in for energy and legs and physicality. Bruno Fernandes back in the midfield. I think Anthony stays on the right because he can do no wrong. Højlund and Rashford up top. I've gone with.
And Chivy, I think it's the same team though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't be asked, to be honest, because I'm still numb, like I told you guys. I couldn't, whatever he wants to do, he can just go ahead and do it. And I just said, just go with Knicks, right? because
it's like whoever plays, it's fucking irrelevant, isn't it? Really, at this point,
bro. That's what it is. But I think, to be honest, I think your lineup is probably the most realistic I can think that he will go with
Mm.
Ten Hag. And I think it has a mix of his trusted players and who's available. So
Yeah. True. Dan, what have you gone with?
I've gone a little tiny bit different. I think it's just Varane comes back in because I believe he was ill and he had antibiotics, so I think he should be fit for Saturday. But yeah, if Varane's not fit, it'll definitely be Johnny Evans. I think it's going to be Amrabat, Mount. I think Mount comes back into the team because I think Ten Hag is trying to find a way to get him into the team somehow. So it'll be Amrabat, Mount, and Bruno. Anthony's never getting dropped, even if he drop kicks a fan. He's going to be in that. He's going to be in that team, and then Højlund and Rashford because he's played Martial for 60 minutes yesterday, so he can't do another 60 minutes in a row. And then Rashford because Garnacho didn't exactly pull up trees on against Newcastle.
He's not a starter though, is he, Garnacho? I think that's one thing we've learned. He doesn't do well in games when he starts. He's better off the bench. We've got Jarvis saying Hannibal, Ericsson, and Amrabat in the midfield. Bruno on the right, even though I don't like it. Well, yeah, that could be the situation as well. I hate Bruno on the right hand side. I'd rather play Anthony there. That's how much I hate Bruno on the right.
I don't want to see Hannibal again because he was determined to get sent off in that game.
He was winding me up.
He was like, "I am going to get a red card if it kills me." And I don't know how he didn't. I really don't understand how he didn't get one. It's unbelievable.
I see him doing some shit yesterday and then trying to get the fans up off the feet and say, come on. I'm thinking, mate, you've been fucking shit. What you're on about? Come on. You start fucking playing. What you're on about? What's to give it all this? Passionate merchant. Does my head in. Right, okay. Here's the glamorous bit. And you know what? I'm going to give you sensational audio for this. So let me just do this. Give me 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And... You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Right. Just Jimmy's face. He looks so confused.
what the fuck's going on?
I was just changing the mic over. I was doing it.
All right. Okay.
Right. Score predictions, lads.
Why can't we talk about something more important?
Mate, you go for it. If you want to talk about something that's more important to you, you fucking go for it.
Chivy, do you want to deliver us? Do you want to deliver a sermon from your church yesterday? Would that be more? Would that be better?
Yeah, we spoke about forgiveness yesterday. But this is so humbling. Like, this is really humbling. I think maybe 2-1 Fulham. I think.
Okay. Sam. You're up.
2-0 to Fulham.
Oh man,
that's all
Fulham,
I got.
Man. They're 14th in the league.
Mate, Newcastle they weren't playing the B team; they were playing the fucking C team yesterday.
Yeah,
and they handed it. Like there was 3 players who hadn't played football for 18 months in that fucking team. Matt Target, Matt Ritchie, and then Kraft not played football for over a year. 3 of them. Yeah. And we got
I think it was just Kraft who hadn't, because Matt Target had played in it. I've seen him in a few games. It was Kraft.
Well, Richie hadn't started a game for 12 months. I know that.
Yeah.
So it's just like it wasn't even their like B team. It was fucking C team. Like I mean, we got our asses handed to us. So like what like yeah.
Is anyone in the chat expecting a reaction on Saturday? Anyone who's currently in the chat, let me know. A few people have already put 4-2 and stuff. I mean, that's...
one person put 4-2. DJ Superfly, one person. Let's not say lots of people. One person.
Roy the Boy Keno says C Team United are F Team, so does it matter? No hope. Craven Cottage is no joke. They're solid at home. I give us a 15% win chance.
It's higher than mine.
Jenkins says no. Wow. Go on, Chiver.
I don't know. Have you guys seen any players that come out and like defend the manager or come out and say we're together? Or has anyone tweeted anything? Or
Scott McTominay did an interview, today, I think.
Well, he did an interview with MUTV.
Yeah. So take it for what it's worth.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
now you can't even take it. Like that's literally,
Yeah.
mate, that's literally you get kidnapped, right?
There's a cue
And you're
thing
hoping-
on the
yeah.
screen.
there's
and
a
it's
gun.
like-
There's a shotgun off camera, just like that. Like, fucking say it.
The
Like
people
that,
kidnap
right,
you,
yeah.
yeah, they're standing behind the camera going, "Are we treating you well?" Oh yes.
It's like, do you know when like a journalist goes to like a war-torn country and then they like put them in front of camera and they go, tell them you're treating us well, tell them they're treating us well, and the journalist is like, they're treating me really, really well, and he's trying to blink in Morse code, and he's just
exactly.
Yeah, McTominay is like, right, there's 3 key words you have to say: spirit, togetherness, and manager. As long as you heard them 3 words by as well, then you're fine.
You can't take anything anyone says on MUTV at all.
Yeah.
Like, forget that.
Yeah, but yeah, in terms of what you just said there, players coming out, and I think it's quite a bit. Well, they seem to be fucking saying more through journalists and newspapers and shit than they are to fucking camera, which is pretty worrying to me.
I've seen the typical spin come out though. Literally just now on Twitter, a guy from the Daily Mail has gone Manchester United, and I'm gonna. There's the favourite term. I'm monitoring Ivan Toney.
We've been here.
Yeah.
We have been here before.
Come on.
We know the script. What's
monitoring.
happened? Come on. You got Neil Ashton and fucking Neil Custard, whatever the fuck their names are. They're sat there going, right, what story can we generate right now to distract United fans? Ivan Toney's available in January. Fuck it. Let's just bang that out there. 100 mil. Man United are monitoring Ivan Toney. No,
monitoring
We've
is
got
like,
no fucking money.
Monitoring is like the keystone of an archway bridge, and it is doing all the fucking heavy lifting of that fucking phrase. Monitoring, because nobody actually knows what it means. Like, ask a journalist, what do you mean by monitoring? It's like nobody actually fucking knows. Oh, he's on a list. Yeah, I imagine he's on every fucking team that needs a strikers list. Doesn't mean.
Can I just put out there as well? I would love to roundhouse kick Samuel Luckhurst in the face, because the only thing he ever puts out about Manchester United is negative shit, and I'm sick of it.
Hates us,
I don't know what his issue is. I don't know what it is, but anything he ever puts out is so fucking negative, and something like always for the club and never like. Oh, I can't stand him, man. Does my head in. He's in line. He's in the tier. I think we should do a tier show with journalists. I think that's what we should do. Him and Neil Custard are
in the bin.
Bottom of that fucking pile, mate. Yeah.
In the bin. Yeah, they go in the bin.
Honestly.
They could go in the bin. And also the who's the guy that writes for that Chivy hates? Is it Mark Ogden you don't like?
I used to not like him, but I like him. I think he's alright now.
Okay.
He's just saying that safe face. He weren't saying that. He's got a shotgun. Someone's got a shotgun to him. You like Mark Ogden from ESPN, don't you? Yeah.
I mean, you never know. We might have him on here and be like,
he's a wonderful, wonderful person. Yeah.
Really nice.
Everyone at ESPN are wonderful.
Hey, mate, can you imagine if we get Luckhurst on this channel? Can you imagine this shit? Like, Jesus Christ.
You won't catch me on here, mate, if you get Luckhurst. I mean, deadly serious. Someone else would have to do it. I ain't interviewing that fucking alien. Gets fucked. Right. Yeah, let's read out a few more things, and then we can go. Do we believe Ten Hag could mix it up, or will he continue with the same guff? I mean, I think we've covered that. McTominay sat on the floor holding up a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Superfly says, I said last transfer window would be after him in January. Yeah, well, spins back around. It's some funny fucking things in here. A bowl of custard got better intel than the spaz from the sun.
Yeah, it's true.
Who said that?
Aaron, of course, obviously. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like the comment. Nick versus Neil Custard. Because, mate, if we could get Neil Custard on this channel and then just get you on and just be like, right.
Get me I'll be white collar.
I'll be the referee, and you two can just fucking go.
Get me in a white collar match with Neil Custard.
We'll tell him it's a fair one, but we'll jump him.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Definitely. Yeah.
He is like...
The amount of reports you'll see coming out from the Sun about that. The jump bit. Neil Costa jumps.
People have a go at like fan channels and stuff like that, but honest to God, the level of journalism at the Sun that is so low. Is awful. The lowest bar. Like,
bro,
really is.
The thing is, it's the engagement that they're getting.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, I was watching what's his name, Howson, earlier on today, and he said Talksport had 22 articles in a day for Manchester United.
I'm not surprised.
22.
Not surprised.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So the editor was like, listen, anything Man United, just fucking get it out there.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm not even gonna proofread it. Just put it out.
Yeah. This is what the editors do, because obviously it has to go through him before it comes out, and they're just getting hits and hits and hits and hits. That's why this kind of things happen. That's why
Well, Troy Deeney said it in an interview. He said he got asked to go on TalkSport, and they was going to give him a clipboard of things to talk about, like certain agendas they want to push, and he was like, "No, I'm not doing that." But other players that he knows and he's played with before, e.g. Gabriel Bonglaho and these kind of guys, will happily do it and sit there in front of the camera. Man United, they're shit. Like, forget it. Fuck me.
Do you know what though? Like,
Yeah.
I really dislike Danny Murphy. I really want to smack him in his big fat bald face. But
I don't hate him like that though. I know
he came out honestly on TalkSport. It was like, you know what? Honestly, I love seeing United suffer and then being shit. So at least he was upfront about it. I was like, at least he's fucking upfront about it. Like, at least he's not hiding behind a fucking thing going and pretending to be a journalist. Like, no, he fucking hates us and he's honest with it. So at least I can respect that.
He played for Leeds and Liverpool. Like,
yeah. This is what I mean. It's average players. It's not even if it's someone like if Zidane's speaking, you're fucking listening. It you're like, fair, if he's got an opinion as a manager as well. Won fucking 3 Champions Leagues. But when Danny Murphy's coming out and saying, or Gabriel Bonglaho and coming out and saying now, you could have done better there. Have you seen the clip of Neville and Carragher and Lampard laughing at him after a game on Monday Night Football? He's had 7 touches in the first. I don't know what he's been doing.
Can you have a look? Look at the roster for TalkSport, and honest to God, it's just a roster of mediocrity. Jamie O'Hara, Gabriel Bonglaho, Jason Cundy, Jermaine Pennant, Danny Murphy. What many trophies have they won between them? Like, honest to God,
credibility.
Have they got one trophy between them?
Well, maybe Jason Cundy have a trophy at Chelsea.
I don't know.
I know, it's just like, but you can see the theme they're going for. Like, right, some of these ex-players, they're out of work, they're not doing this. Let's get them in here. Let's get them to see some clickbait shit. They know football to a certain extent because they've been footballers. But yeah, their actual opinions are horrific. That's why they're not on Sky. That's why they're not on like big platforms. TalkSport's just one of them things in it. But yeah.
Upon the whole thing, he had 6 touches in the first half, and 2 of those. Well, one of those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gary Neville was taking a piss out of him, wasn't he? When he
I don't know. I take Webster over Rafael Varane. You're like, come on, mate. Like this, you cannot have a valid opinion if you're saying shit like that. Like, it's fucking outrageous. Right, anyway, we've gone down a huge fucking rabbit hole there of just battering journalists and shit like that. So try to bring it back slightly. Definitely going to get some clips from that. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been actually a nice show getting shit off the chest. As always, make sure you do leave a like on the video for us. I believe before we went live, we was 19 subscribers of 3,700. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you like the content, what you see, then please do click that subscribe button. And if you want to become a member, we dropped a Halloween video this week. There'll be another one on Monday. Then yeah, just if you want to support the channel, it's like £3 a month. Click the link in the bio for exclusive content every single week, a Badge 16 name, and a chance to feature on the show. As promised, I mentioned that I would play it before because we haven't played it for a while, and it's been pretty dark times at the moment. So we will see you out with this tune. If Sam's good with that, are we good to go, Sam?
What we do?
Can I just say also, Nick, thank you for your professionalism, because I've told you guys before, loads of times I forget that we're like live. And sometimes I forget that we're...
That's my favourite clip of you, where we were talking, and then you went, "Are we live?" And you went, "Yeah, we're live, Jimmy." It's just... It's my favourite ever clip, that. It's my favourite ever clip.
When you know the personalities, I'm with you guys on shows every single day, so you just know the crack in it. So, yeah. Appreciate yous. This one's for you lot, Real Red Ultra members, legends. I've not heard that in a hot minute. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, see you in a bit. See you for the game. Peace.
Ugh.
Yeah.